Hey everyone, welcome back to the garage. So yeah, we want to be able to move this green van around without having to start it. We want to be able to just push it back and forth on its own, get it rolling. I've already taken the handbrake off, but we'll try and give it a push now and see if we can move it. Yeah, push. Yeah. Right, that is absolutely anchored to the spot, so it's not going anywhere. I think we'll need to try something else. It's like, unfortunately, we've got a frozen wheel here. It's not turning at all. It turns with the when you drive the van, but can't turn it by hand, even though the handbrake's off. So this isn't really surprising, given this has been sitting up since 1991. But yeah, we'll start by just get the wheel nuts off. You never know what you'll find when you go and dig into an old brake drum. I get the feeling that this whole thing is going to have to be replaced, both sides. Right, off comes the wheel. Oh. Let's just roll this off to the side here. Do the old trick of putting the wheel underneath the van, just in case our axle stands fail us. Okay, welcome to the land of rust. This is a mess. Really not surprising. So, what's interesting is it looks like someone's been in here and attempted to get this drum off already, because these they've unscrewed these bolts here. And looks like someone has also been beating on this with a hammer, because the back plate is all dented to crap. So yeah, someone's had a go at this. Usually with the first thing you try with these brake drums is you hit them with a mallet to try and loosen up any rust, but this has been up for so long, I don't think that's going to work in this case. Because this isn't going to come off with the usual way, we've got ourselves a little tool here that is designed to pull brake drums off, basically, or any kind of other like hub assembly type things. Essentially what it does is we put these little forks around the wheel nuts, and then we use this little circular piece here, maybe this smaller one or the bigger one, I'm not sure which yet, but we'll figure it out. And then you just put the forks in this little notch, and you can kind of slide it around and get them attached there. Then we put this big threaded bar through here, which pushes against this fixed piece here, and hopefully will extract the drum. I've used things like this before to get pulleys and things off engines, and you know it does work. But yeah, we'll see what happens here with this anyway. So before we get this drum off, we actually need to remove this castellated nut and the split pin. So yeah, let's give that a go now. Now the split pin's out in 3 pieces with the assistance of the angle grinder and some pliers. Yeah, we will put a new split pin in here anyway, but yeah, so it doesn't really matter that we had to destroy it to get it out. But now let's try and get this big boy off here. Yeah, this nut is torqued up a lot. It's probably done up to about 220 foot-pounds or so. So I think what we're going to have to do is get the van back down on the ground, put the wheel on, get it back down on the ground, and then maybe use an extension bar or something to try and break the torque on this. All right, we're going to try and break the torque on this guy here. Yeah, nothing is happening. We might need to find some extension bar to go over this. Right. Turns out the old trusty impact gun got this off in the end. Well, yeah, it's better to have it on the ground, I think, when you're doing this. So yeah, one castellated nut. Coming off. That's it. It's out. It's kind of just coming off on one side. Might actually just fall off now. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, it's off. Okay, we've won the battle. The drum is off. Right, I think it's safe to say this is going to need a complete rebuild. Yeah, I don't know about you, but this looks like a mess. This is we've got some spiders living in here, and various other bits and pieces. Yeah, all this had to be bent off to get this to come away. The wheel cylinder is all busted up. So we're going to have to get a complete brake rebuild kit for this. That's the handbrake cable there. By the way, that's where the hydraulic fluid goes to push the shoes up against the drum. But yeah, we're gonna get these shoes off somehow, and then put the wheel back, or put the drum back on, and then the wheel should hopefully spin freely. These brake shoes are kind of interesting because they're off they're basically, this is what's termed a crossover bay window van, in that the brakes, it only had these types of brakes from about sometime in 1970 to about August 1971, so it was a very small window of time, and it actually had these types of brake shoes. So yeah, they look a bit different from other ones. So if we're replacing these, we need to make sure to get the right types. And you can tell by the number of holes in them. These have 4 holes in them. So there's one there for the handbrake lever, And then there's 3 others there, and then there's 4 on the other side here. In terms of what we need to replace here, basically everything. The wheel cylinder, all these springs, the spreader bar here, which we bent when we were taking it out, so that'll be, we need a new one of those. Yeah, so you can get all these new pieces of hardware for the brakes. Probably we might replace the brake cable as well, the handbrake cable as well. I do have a new one here lying around. The backing plates will need to be replaced because yeah, they look like someone's been whacking on them with a hammer. Also, more than likely the solid brake lines here at the back they're a goner as well. They're yeah, you would not drive this around with those in that condition. They are probably rusty, and that explains the lack of brake fluid in the van. So yeah, what we're going to do now anyway is we'll just I'm going to put the drum back on minus all this hardware here, and then tighten up the 46mm castle nut, and put the wheel back on. It's able to spin. It's a little bit hard to spin, but it's spinning nonetheless. You can hear it grinding against the back plate there, but we should be able to push the van. Yeah, so that's it. We're going to go and move on to the other side now and do the same thing there. Right, if anything, the other side here looks even worse than that side. The backing plate is yeah, it's in terrible condition. But yeah, nothing's really surprising me about the drums on this van, to be honest. So now I'm going to try and get that castellated nut off on this side. Yeah. Give it one more shot. Hey, this came off a lot easier than the last one. I think we were going in at a better angle this time. So I'm just taking this whole mess apart here. Yeah. Seems rustier over this side, if that's even possible. Yeah, the handbrake cable, look, it's quite frozen on. When you're not too concerned about preserving things, it's a lot easier to get them off. Yeah, that's the other back wheel freed up, so now we'll move on to the front. Okay, here we are at the front of the van. We've got disc brakes at the front here, so I'll just turn the steering around here so you can see. Yeah, so this is a more conventional setup you'd find in a modern car. Again, because this is the crossover bay type, it has a slightly different disc arrangement, which that could be a problem when we go to like rebuild these brakes, because I think you need to get some kind of upgrade kits or something like that, because some of the parts for these types of brakes aren't available because they were only in production for a very short time. But yeah, like the condition of everything looks a lot better up the front here. Like there's the backing plates certainly are in much better nick, and yeah, things are generally a fair bit tidier. Now we're going to try and get the caliper off here so we can get this wheel turning. What we're going to do is we're going to unbolt these two bolts here. We're going to like pull the flexible brake line out of its mounting here as well, and then we should be able to just kind of pull the caliper back a bit away. Not too worried if these solid lines snap, because yeah, they look pretty rusty anyway, and they will need to be replaced. Like, yeah, as I said, all the braking components on this van will need to be replaced. But yeah, we just want to get the wheel turning for now. Right, clips out. We should be able to move this. And let's try these bolts here. Yeah. Not a hope. I think we're going to need something stronger here. No, they're not coming off. Yeah, she's out. Let's see if we have as much luck with the bottom one. All right, God bless the impact wrench. Right, I'm just trying to get that flexi line out of its little clip here. It's coming. There we go. Yay, leaky brake fluid. I think there was any left in the system yet. See, it's already snapped there. Yeah, as I thought. That's probably the last of the brake fluid that's actually in the van is drained out there. Yeah, we're going to be left with a sheared off end here, but like, again, we're not too concerned about appearances or anything here. So we're just going to try and pull this off here. So we're going to should be able to reef the caliper off the disc now. Be with, you might need the assistance of a hammer. I'm just going to go ahead hammer. More bits of brake hardware. Okay, how are we doing? Nearly clear. Off. Right, she's spinning freely. So we'll go and do the same deal on the other side. One caliper. All right, gonna give it a push. It's moving, just about. No, it is actually moving. Yeah, he's rolling. Okay, right. Well, that was the objective there anyway, just to get it moving, and we've done that. So, yeah, the van has no brakes now at all. Well, the brakes did not work beforehand anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, thanks again for watching this brake disassembly video, and I'll hope to see you again some other time. It's not long enough.